Hello and welcome to another video from me, the history tutor. And this one's a quick one, just on source scales using appeasement. So here is our source question, looking at the four marker for the AQA paper, conflict tension 1918 to 1939. And there's a four marker as your first question, just a light introduction to get you thinking about the topic. It's normally a question about that often says this source has a critical view of something, a negative view. How do you know? Sometimes, rarely, it says this has a positive view. How do you know? So if we've got a positive view here of the Munich in crisis, the meeting between Chamberlain and Hitler to solve the issues of Czechoslovakia, the main part of what we call the policy of appeasement by Britain. So if you want to know more about this, before we go into this in more detail, do look at my Road to War revision video, the second part, 1937 to 39, and it talks about appeasement in some detail. So this one is about Chamberlain here. So what evidence you see in the cartoon source? What is the message of the cartoon? No, again, pause, have a think, jot some ideas down. What do you think is going on here? So here's what I've gone for in my ideas. So a number of things I've noted. So firstly, we've got Chamberlain pushing the world across a breaking bridge called the Czech crisis. This is the Sudeten crisis. Hitler wants the Sudetenland because it's got those 3 million German people in it. He wants it back joined to Germany. We've got Chamberlain looks like he's working hard. He's got sleeves rolled up. He's really pushing hard. He's doing all the hard work to save the world from falling into war below the breaking bridge. And if you notice, of course, he's pushing the world from chaos to peace here. So we've got a really strong idea that Chamberlain at this time is seen as a hero. And he's solving the world's crisis. Maybe a bit single-handedly here. Nobody else seems to be helping. Chamberlain is saving the world from this potential war that might develop over Czechoslovakia. Okay. So let's have a go at answering this question. We need to make sure for a four marker, it's one good paragraph in a P or style. We need to make sure we give a clear argument on why we think it's a positive view, giving the message to start with, give some evidence maybe from the source, explain with some knowledge why it's a positive view, and then link, give another sentence with another bit of knowledge about why it's a positive view. For that last sentence, you can give a little bit of provenance, if you like, to support why it's a positive view. Provenance there is below. It's when it was made, who made it, that sort of thing. You know, being October 1938, Hitler's not invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia yet. Hitler has not destroyed appeasement yet, and the war is not inevitable. In fact, October 1938, Chamberlain is a hero. So we get a very different view from that date as we might think about appeasement later on. So let's give this a go then. So what would you say then is the positive view this gives? So you can work with me here in your revision guide on your piece of paper. You can work through this with me, or you can just listen to me talk through it. So if you're writing with me, then obviously just pause at the opportune moment and write your ideas. So source A has a positive view of the appeasement because. So why do you think? Give the message. What's the positive message of it? So here's what I've gone for. Because it shows Chamberlain as a hero saving the world. Exactly the message we had in our sort of analysis of this. So what evidence shows he's a hero? There's a number of bits of evidence. What would you go for? All right, so here's what I've gone for. For example, he's pushing the world away from chaos and war towards peace. Yay, what a hero. And he's all that hard work he's demonstrating as well. So don't write 3 sentences describing everything you see in the source, just a quick fire bit of evidence that backs up your idea. This should take you 4 to 6 minutes to write. So you don't want to be just describing everything you see in the source. Mostly your knowledge will give you your marks. You've only got 2 marks at the moment. You need to use some knowledge to get 3 and 4 marks. So this is a positive view of appeasement because, so let's get some knowledge down. What do we know about the Munich meetings, about the crisis itself, what Hitler wants, the fear of war, any of those things we could use to explain it. So what are you going to go for? Here's what I've gone for. So because the Sudeten crisis between the Czechs and Germans could have led to war as France and Britain had both begun to mobilise their armies and if Germany invaded the Sudetenland to take back the 3.5 million German population. Right, so there's a fear of war if Hitler invades. So it needs to be a good old negotiation by Chamberlain to solve this. So furthermore, what else can we say? We can give a bit of knowledge, we can use the provenance. I'm going to practice using the provenance because that's a nice skill to practice. So look at that date. Talked about already, October 938. Can you explain how Chamberlain would be seen as a hero at that time and therefore has a positive message? Okay, here's how I've done it. So furthermore, it's a positive view as it was published in October 938 before the Germans had invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia in March 939. This showed the failure of appeasement, but in October 938, many saw this as a successful policy because the invasion of Czechoslovakia has not happened yet. So I hope you found that little video just explaining source skills for the 4 marker and giving a little bit of a recap of appeasement useful. Do look out for more videos on the way. Bye-bye for now.